heavily planned and orchestrated, and I'll make a drawing on the computer of what I want the image to end up like, and it all depends on the process. So for instance, if I'm making marker drawings on glass and I want them all to be synchronized, I'll make a like a storyboard, and then I'll do a blind drawing on glass, and it sort of turns out how it turns out. But other times, if I'm making a drawing with a saw where I'm cutting into wood and making a drawing, I'll have to really map that out. So I'll draw on the computer, print out a template, trace that onto cardboard, trace the cardboard onto the back of a piece of wood, and then not just trace the outline of what I'm going to draw, but the interior cut. Each cut will be mapped out and numbered, because if you don't plan out a drawing with a saw, you could end up in a moment where you can't cut it out. Like, it would just shake and it wouldn't work. So that has to be intensely planned. And then recently, I've just started making pieces where I'm cutting canvas out with a knife. It's just an X-Acto knife. That can be a lot more fluid. And instead of planning out what the image is going to be like, instead I just try to create parameters in which I think interesting images and interesting art could emerge. I'm trying to just put the process of making art on display and show people something unfolding instead of, so for instance, like a lot of art that we see, it's already done and it's hanging on the wall in a gallery, and inherent in the experience of seeing that art, you're sort of imagining how it was made. For me, the reverse is sort of true. What I'm showing you, none of the objects are actually in the space. Usually you're just looking at a performance, and all of the costumes and the sets and the object used in the video, they're all either in the trash or in a box somewhere. And what you're looking at and you're presented with is just the process. So communication isn't necessarily something I'm worried about, but I am sort of concerned with showing you that process and prioritizing the experience of seeing this thing get made. You know, often artists like to say it's all about the process. Well, for me, it really is all about the process. I want people to see the sort of joy in making things.